Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan NS. Ryan, how's it going, dude?
It's going very well. How you doing?
Good, man. How's the coffee?
Coffee's good. Coffee's always good. It doesn't matter the time of the day. Coffee's always good.
I
Honestly,
had
yeah.
I had an adventure I would wanted to talk about on here before we get started. I don't remember if I told you this. The other day, it was Wednesday. I went to get my car worked on. It needed my brakes needed adjusted and a couple other various things. So I took it to the place I normally do, which is the town next over. Well, they tell you to leave your keys in the car, and they do their thing where they check the mileage and all that bullshit. Well, when the dude did, he shut the door and locked my keys in the car. And he looks at me and he's like, "Oh, I might have to break into your car." And I started laughing. I was like, "Whatever you fuck up, you got to pay for it, not me."
Oh yeah.
So thankfully it wasn't running when they did this, but they finished everything about I'll say an hour or so later. I said, "Hey, did you have to break in, or did you have any trouble?" He goes, "Oh no." He's like, "You have a hatchback," so I pushed where the key goes, like for your trunk on a hatchback, and opened it and had to crawl through to unlock your door.
Oh boy.
I was like, that had to be a sight.
Why, do you usually keep your hatchback unlocked?
No.
And how the hell was he able to open it?
I'm guessing they had like a spare key, because I went to where I get my car worked on. It's at the dealership.
Then why wouldn't they have a spare key for your side door?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Huh.
I know. I thought that was odd too.
Well, yeah, you may want to make sure that, like, your back door doesn't just open to the world. I mean, like, that your trunk isn't just opening to the world.
No, I agree. Not that I have anything of value in there anyway.
Oh, you got a car.
Well, that's very true.
If that car wasn't there tomorrow, you'd be up Shit's Creek, bro.
Hell yeah, because that thing, I just realized it. It's coming up on 11 years old.
Jesus.
Well, I've taken good care of that thing because where I used to work was like 5 minutes down the road from here, so it hardly has any. It doesn't even have 100,000 miles on it.
Oh, that's good.
Like 90 some bullshit like that. All right, before we get rolling, I want to know about Kingdom of Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, it's a game made by SquareSoft, so the people who make for Final Fantasy, and you go through all the Disney worlds, and it's nostalgia, bro.
So there's like a story to it, right?
Yeah, and we would be here till next week if I tried explaining everything. Because this is the third installment.
What, like 13 years between games?
Yeah, the last one came out 13 years ago, and that was the second one in the in the series.
That's
So now,
crazy.
yeah. So and this one is kind of cool. Get to go back to Pirates of the Caribbean, but now everything is super high definition. Like Jack Sparrow is Johnny Depp. Keira Knightley is whatever the fuck her character's name is, Elizabeth. Uh, and fucking Legolas, the stupid elf from whatchamacallit, is his character.
Yeah,
And
I know what you
and
mean.
and then it's cool because then you go to like Monsters Inc. and it's like you're monsters instead of like Goofy, Donald, and then the main character. Like you're actually like monsters. So some boards you actually change what you look like.
Oh
In the toys,
wow.
yeah, in the Toy Story world, you guys all look like action figures. So they had like the articulated joints and stuff that action figures would have.
No wonder it took so long.
A whole bunch of bullshit. Plus, anything involving Disney takes forever.
Yeah, especially if it's something that they bought. You know what I mean?
Oh no, they've always had a hand in this, but anything Disney tends to take a while to begin with. I'm actually kind of sad there's no like Star Wars worlds in here. Star Wars worlds,
Yeah,
I should
say
say.
that 3 times fast.
But no, it's been real fun. It's been kind of nostalgic. Now I'm kind of in Big Hero 6, which I never really saw because it's a little bit older, like it's more recent.
Hmm.
So I don't have the connection to Big Hero 6, but I do know that the next place I go to is the 100 Acre Woods, and fuck yeah, Winnie the Pooh, bitch.
That's why I haven't heard from you all week.
Yeah, bro. Plus, there's collectibles, and there's Ultimate Weapon, which was one of the top weapons in the Final Fantasy games. So every one of these games, I've made sure to get Ultimate Weapon. So it's like tradition. There's stuff that they keep in every game, and it's like fuck, I did it before, now I got to do it again. Plus,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying. Lance said if they had the Star Wars worlds, they would be fucked up like Disney did to the movies.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think in the game it would be fine. Like, I think it'd be cool to go, in a Final Fantasy kind of format, to go to like Hoth or to go to like Tatooine or
It'd
have to go
definitely be
somewhere
different. I'll
specific.
say that.
Yeah, the one that I was kind of like I didn't know what it was until I got there was like Frozen, and then apparently like, my fucking cat's knocking things over. She's
I
trying to
heard
eat.
that.
Yeah, she's trying to eat the French fries from Shake Shack. I had Shake Shack for dinner.
Never
But
heard of it.
oh, it's a big hamburger chain in everywhere around here, I guess, and they're also very popular for like their like concretes and their shakes.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing? You're fucking weird. Stop it. That's
All
that's my
right,
kitten.
man. Before we get rolling on some wrestling stuff, don't forget to check out our social media pages: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at ASC Pods. You can find the entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Check them out on Twitter at B Plus Radio. Check out their sponsors too. Audible. They have all kind of books that you can listen to if you're on a long drive or just like chilling out. You can get a free month of that. Go to audibletrial.com/B plus players, and don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Too Sweet Magazine. Find them on Twitter at 2TOO Sweet Mag. All right, Royal Rumble weekend. What were your thoughts on the whole weekend, Rye?
I thought it was a good, weekend. It's, not. It's always a fun weekend. NXT did what it was supposed to do, and the Rumble was the Rumble.
That's fair. I would
So,
say, and if I had to pick, it would be for NXT Takeover. It was either, and I could flip flop these. It was either the tag match or Gargano and Ricochet were match of the night.
Yeah, there's no question, because I hate saying this, but the women's match was garbage.
I hate saying that too, and I know Sam Roberts got a lot of shit for what he said on the pre-show, like the kickoff, but he was spot on with what he said.
I didn't hear what he said.
Basically, that Bianca Belair wasn't ready for that type of spotlight.
Yeah, I think he hit the nail on the head. Why? Who'd he get heat with?
I guess like internet people were not happy.
Oh, they don't care. They don't matter.
Yeah, I know.
No, I thought like somebody who actually mattered, like from WWE, had actually had said something, but
no. Apparently, he said he got some words in the back, like not yelled at, but I guess a couple people talked to him. But I agree with you, dude. That and I don't want to like trash him, but I thought that match was like garbage.
Yeah, that match was very bad.
It was just how do I want to say it? Like clunky.
Yeah, Bianca's just not good.
And now I don't want to like discourage her, but I think they could have put, with all the women they have down there now, they could have used somebody else.
Yeah, I don't get like what the point of like ending her undefeated streak was for that then.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It made no sense. Unless they're trying to like, she was the one that didn't quit, and like the Stone Cold thing where you pass out.
Yeah. But I don't think that's what they're doing with her though.
I know, I'm just saying that because that's what it reminded me of.
I just couldn't get over that it wasn't a good match, I mean, and I like Bianca Belair a lot, and I've come around quite a bit on Shayna this past year.
Yeah.
So,
I would also say, because I told Lance this when we were watching it live on here, I said that me and you had talked about how the other two horsewomen girls were like not up to standards, and then they had their little run-in thing, and Lance goes, "Oh my God, Ryan was right there. That was fucking terrible."
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I can say the difference between when somebody's very green, like as in like they don't know a lot, and when someone's just like, I don't want to say bad, but it's like if you watch them in the ring, like if they've had any training, it makes the trainers look bad because they just look so uncoordinated. Like they just look lost.
I said,
and again,
they look almost like clueless.
Yeah, they just the way that they move around the ring. For me, it's like, okay, you could be clueless about what to do next, but it's just even the way that they move around. They move around like what I picture I would look like if somebody told me to get in the ring. Yeah. Like a fan trying to be a wrestler.
Yeah, very robotic and uncoordinated.
Yeah, nothing seemed fluid, nothing seems natural. And again, I've gotten behind some really bad people in the beginning. It's just I don't know if there is helping them. Like I don't know if there is a amount of training that would make them good. And again, it's not to knock them. They're both very athletic people, a lot more accomplished than I'll ever be, but
yeah. And then what the heck is with that hideous mask the one was wearing?
I think she has a broken nose. That's
okay. That's what I figured, but it just looked so weird.
Yeah, I believe that's just nose protection. I don't know for sure, but anytime I've ever seen those has been like basketball players will play with them.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It just, I guess my big thing was it just looked so awkward from the ones I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, but yeah, that was more function over form. I would bet anything on that.
Yeah. Lance said that the two horsewomen made Brie Bella look like Daniel Bryan.
They're really in that category. They wouldn't have jobs if and I don't even remember them ever being big in MMA. Like they weren't
No,
bad,
I
but they were
always.
just running mates with Ronda.
Yeah, I was like, they always did like the, what do you call it, the Fight Pass shows.
Yeah, Jessamine Duke, I remember more than Marina Shafir.
Okay.
But Marina Shafir is married to Roderick Strong.
Yeah, I do know that. The one other thing I thought, the match with Matt Riddle's match, my God, that was brutal, that match.
Yeah, they hit each other hard a lot.
The one that I kind of cringed was when Ono basically like booted him in the mouth.
I don't remember the specific spot.
He was basically had his head on the bottom rope and he kicked him right in the mouth.
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah.
It was pretty bad. I wanted to bring up real quick. If anyone's listening, this is a spoiler alert because I just read this happened at the tapings.
Yeah, I've heard there's big confusion, and I don't understand how there's confusion, but I'll explain what had happened. But yeah,
Well, there's two that, and then there's another thing. The one is that supposedly that was Ono's last tapings that he's done with the company in the ring. I don't know if he's going backstage or if he's taking indie bookings or what, but that was his last set of matches.
okay.
And then what you are referring to is Velveteen Dream winning the North American title off of Gargano.
Now, do you know how that match got set up?
Vaguely, but you can go ahead and refresh my memory.
All right, I think actually starting streaming today, they had a tournament at this weekend's Access.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, I remember that, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's, I believe, 3 from 205, 3 of 5 from 205, the same amount from NXT UK, and then the same amount from NXT. So it's either 3 or 5 from each. I forget. They had a tournament for whatever belt the victor wanted, and Velveteen won that, and therefore challenged Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
So, now, are you familiar with what the confusion is with people? Like, why people are confused?
Yes, because from what I read, they filmed two completely different endings to the match.
Well, here's my one question that I haven't been able to get a straight answer on. Whether or not the bell rang after Gargano put the Gargano escape on.
Okay.
Because take that away. How many other times have we watched something that the heel just takes the title away from the babyface?
Yeah.
So, it could very well be that he lost the title and then just took it back. Now, it could be like a retape. They could have decided, no, we shouldn't have given it. But, I don't see Triple H making that mistake.
No,
Vince, maybe. I don't
just
see Triple
wonder
H.
if they just filmed two different endings and then they're going to figure out what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have just been Gargano just running back after the match was over, beating him down and taking the title back. Something as simple as that. Which would be...
Because sometimes we tend to overthink things.
Yeah, now, again, I have not read a report that says that the bell rang after Gargano put his... as if that it was treated as a second match victory.
Yeah, I got you.
So, unless it's going to be some kind of screwy finish.
That could be it, a wonky finish.
that wasn't really a 3 count or something, that we're gonna have to rely on the announcers, because you really don't know what's going on if you're sitting in the crowd.
Oh
if
no,
it's
yeah.
if it's not completely obvious, yeah, you have no idea.
No, not at all. Lance is asking, what do we think about the halftime heat, the 6-man that they're going to do? What do you think it'll be like?
The first question I had is this going to be like, where is this going to be? Is this going to be held at a live event that they're just going to time it to the Super Bowl?
From what I heard, it's going to be at the Performance Center.
So it's going to be like an empty venue.
No, no. What they apparently, from what I had read, they have a Super Bowl party at the Performance Center every year, so there's going to be fans and everything there.
Okay, so that makes a little sense. But so they're going to have at least somebody watching them have this match.
Yes, it's not going to be empty.
No, because that would be a interesting. Because, they had the empty arena match during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, when Foley won the title.
Yeah, him and Rock. I just remember Rock throwing him down the fucking empty fucking.
I always remember because the way he beat him was he put like a pallet on top of the Rock so that he couldn't move.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But
on the fucking forklift.
Yeah, on a forklift. I think the match will be fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, I don't think those 6 can have a bad match together. I mean, like, I'm for it. Capitalize on, you already got people, like, tuning in. Like, hopefully some people will switch the channel, and, like, usually people have parties. Maybe there will be eyes on it that usually aren't on it. I was
going to say that aren't necessarily wrestling fans, because you get a lot of same thing. Most people that watch the Super Bowl, I shouldn't say most, but there's quite a few that are not really football fans. They just come to hang out at parties or look at the commercials or whatever.
I think any serious wrestling fan is just excited about it, and anybody who's going to have, like, a negative reaction, just their opinion isn't really, like, there's no reason to have a negative opinion about it. Like, there's no drawback to it. They're capitalizing on something to put on a high quality match,
and it's in front of one of the biggest audiences of the year.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. So I mean, I don't see anything negative about it. It's not for a title match, so it's not like it's almost non-canon, meaning whether or not you watch it, it's not gonna matter to the story. Totally. It's just good guys and bad guys fighting.
Lance said, damn, I'm upset. I'm going to miss Maroon 5 at halftime.
I also think it's fucking hysterical how many cheap shots they keep taking at Maroon 5.
I think it's hilarious, too, because they're fucking terrible.
I actually really like Maroon 5. I think it's hysterical that the company is...
You notice that they... I'd say in the last few weeks they're kind of slowly trying to get a little more edge to them.
Yeah, I just hope that they don't start doing like the whole sex sells thing. Like,
yeah, I don't care for that.
I mean, it's going to be the lowest quality fucking sexiness you can possibly. Well, and because they have Mattel as a sponsor. Mattel, the same company who owns Barbie, who didn't want to do a Barbie movie, which would have made them millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, for the fear that whoever played Barbie could, at some point in her life, be arrested.
Yeah, they are really, really, like, careful with that brand.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, they're the reason why there's very little bit of blood. Like, I mean, it's... Because that's actually the first thing that went through my head at the end of a Royal Rumble, when Nia Jax started taking fucking finishers.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I was like, I don't know what is going on here.
I thought it was cool, though. I understand where you're coming from, but I thought it was kind of a cool thing to see.
I'm not a fan of the woman being put into a match to be used as a target dummy in any
No,
way. Shape,
I can
or form.
agree with that. I meant just her being in the Rumble itself.
Oh, that
I
that
don't mean
part
her
is
getting her
cool.
ass kicked. I just meant I thought it was cool.
I mean, apparently, like not to defend her because I'm about to throw that fat bitch under a bus. She apparently like got R-Truth
I
so
was just gonna
fucking
say after she
angry.
hurt somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not defending her. I just, I think if you're gonna go into a foray with men hitting women, you should go in like toe first because I don't think three men hitting their finishers. I mean, but then again, she was larger than all of those men, so I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very much on the fence with that. Um, I just don't know what point that served in this rumble.
I think if you do it in a certain way, it could be okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's.
Because I
I don't know.
enjoy intergender wrestling.
I don't. I absolutely don't. There's very few examples where I think it works well. Candice LeRae is probably one of the handful of examples, and even at that, I was still kind of squeamish at times.
Yeah, I think Jordan Grace could pull it off.
Yeah, I'm also like it. Also depends on the kind of match. I don't want to see a match where the story is that the guy is the bully to the girl. Like I
No,
want a
I know
match
what
where
you
gender
mean.
isn't brought into it.
No, I get you. Where it's, very, I guess you'd say backwards thinking, like, where a dude thinks like a woman is less than.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I don't want the match to be wrestled by like, oh, here's this big strong man and here's this weak woman, and
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, no more than any other typical wrestling match, And now, if it was Candice LeRae versus Brock Lesnar, then I'd understand, but that's also more than just gender at that point.
Yeah. Um, One issue I had with the Rumble, I thought, not the Rumble match, just the Rumble itself, I thought it was too long.
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, like, I don't care because I'm not the one sitting there, and if I get tired, I can just turn it off and go back and watch it later. Um, but I think at least for Mania and the Rumble, it should be expected that they're gonna run very long because the Rumble has two 1 hour matches.
Yeah, because I had briefly mentioned this to you. I thought Styles and Bryan's match suffered because of it.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't think it was a match that would have like anywhere else on the card really would have gotten a much different reaction because it wasn't like one of those blow away
Like, oh my
matches.
god, you have to see this.
Yeah, it just it wasn't a bad match. I mean, like it's about as fundamental as wrestling can get, but there was only certain moments, and for those moments, the crowd came alive. But there were only a handful of moments that were like, "Wow, this is a fucking amazing match."
I agree with Lance here too. He said the timing for the Rumbles, like for people to come in, they were way off.
Oh yeah, the women's match ended up going 72 minutes, where the men's match was 50 something. And part of that is the fact that WWE is nowhere near honest with how long those intervals are, and B, apparently they don't start it till the person hits the ring.
Oh
So when it
Jesus
takes
Christ! No wonder.
yeah, so when you have somebody taking 30 seconds to run to the fucking ring, and some of these, I understand, I would be the same way too. Some of the NXT guys and girls kind of took their time posing
Yeah,
before
kind
they
of like
came down.
soaking it in.
I mean, I would have too, absolutely. Fuck you. Once I walk out that apron, you could fire me. I was still in the Royal Rumble.
Hell yeah. That's the one thing I really liked about the women's Rumble. They didn't need the quote unquote like surprises or legends or like they did it on their own merit.
Yeah, I had said that too earlier this week that I'm really happy that they were able to have a Rumble with just roster people. It didn't have to be legends. Like, there's more than enough. And truthfully, there's a couple that, like, I think that there's more women who could have been in their Rumble than there were men that were left out that really would have mattered.
Absolutely agree.
And the one shining one that shocks me that wasn't in there is Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Like, especially since we know she was in Phoenix because they showed her and Pete Dunne the night before watching the NXT.
Yeah, because there was a lot of NXT girls that were there that you could have thrown in the Rumble.
Yeah, guys who are listening, I know I've said this maybe once or twice before, but WWE PC has a YouTube channel, and I wholeheartedly recommend you go and do that. Even right now, it's WWE PC. They had videos of like there were video cameras in Matt Bloom's office, and him and Serena Deeb. And this isn't done in like a comedy fashion either. They brought in all of those women individually and asked them like, "Do you know why you're here?" And it was them letting the women know that they were going to represent NXT in the Royal Rumble. So you get to see that side of it, of them sitting them down and telling them like, you've been selected to represent the women for the NXT brand. And it's like, I love that, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then they had a second video where it was like the day of the Rumble. So they were talking to them all before they went out. Then it would show like the moment that they had run out and then talk to them after the fact. And I think that those kind of videos are so great because you get to know these people on a more personal level. And I think that if they're going to have success going forward as an industry, I think that's where the success is going to be. They're going to want to connect people to their characters.
Oh, yeah. It totally makes sense.
I think I think they picked the best people for it, you know, with the exception of Toni Storm, including Xia Li, who, do you realize how many people there are in China, bro?
Well, no, I know that's why they did that.
Absolutely, and I think she did great, other than the one time she fell on her butt for the backflip.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm going to let that go, because prior to this, the most she ever wrestled in was a live event for NXT, and then you're out there.
Yeah, so all things considered, in front of all those people, that's not a bad job.
Even what's her name? Io Shirai. Everybody knows Io Shirai is a mega star in Japan, and she said that was the largest crowd she ever worked in front of.
Holy cow!
So that puts into perspective somebody who they considered like the John Cena of
women's
Japan.
Wrestling over there.
Yeah. It said that this was the largest crowd she was ever in front of. So, like, that gives you a scope of how big this was. So, to have somebody land on her butt after a fucked up backflip, especially since I believe it was Tamina flipping her,
That's funny.
I can forgive that, because it doesn't seem like the Samoan women in WWE do very well, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's sad because you mentioned that I think it was I think how you pronounce her name, Casey Catanzaro. Is that how you say it?
Catanzaro. Yeah, I think you have the N in the wrong place, but yeah, I think it's.
You know who I'm referring to. I thought
yes.
Nia Jax really hurt her.
Thank God she's as nimble as she is.
Yeah, because that looked really bad.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she's incredible, bro. Just as a human being, the stuff she's able to do, like, she was the first woman to beat the Ninja Warrior course. And you go back and you look at this, and you realize how many men couldn't complete the course.
Yeah, I've watched that show. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah, she was the first woman to get that, I think it's like a 15-foot wall, whatever that wall was. So yeah, she's about as OD beast as you can get. like when it comes to what the human body should be able to do, and she's so tiny too.
Yeah, she really is tiny.
And I actually think her and Ricochet are dating because they showed like a little intimate thing of them in the back talking, and it definitely seemed like they're
Okay.
together. Because I know he was dating fucking Blanchard, Tessa
Yes.
Blanchard, and apparently like they both split due to mutual cheating.
Oh wow.
I think I read that somewhere, but it's
Well,
you know
I've
me, I couldn't give
heard
a fuck less.
some stuff about her. I can't personally say I've had like a bad experience with her, but I've heard that she's not the friendliest.
Okay.
So, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe she's got a bad attitude or something that probably didn't help.
Yeah, I mean, but then you never know how people are in
Behind
their
closed
personal
doors.
life. So, I mean, she could be the nicest person behind closed
Yeah,
doors,
it's
but
very
want
true, too.
absolutely nothing to do with, you know, the fans. Because I have a weird standing when it comes to what what professional athletes and celebrities actually owe fans.
Nothing.
They owe them a solid performance in whatever they're being paid to
Yeah,
go see. Other
yeah,
than that,
when I
nothing
say
else.
nothing, I mean other than that, nothing.
Yeah, like the people who go wait at airports
Oh,
and
they're,
hotels.
those are scummy people.
Yeah, I mean, like you want to wait outside the arena that you paid to go see. That's fine. They're still at work at that point. The moment that they leave there, they're off their job. You want to wait
Now, if
outside a
you
signing?
Yeah, now, or what I was going to say, if you bump into them at the airport, like just by chance, that's different.
You better have a boarding ticket.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like if it's you bump into them by accident, and because nothing irritates me more than those people that are autograph seekers like that.
Oh, no, no, I agree. Like, you happen to be on a fucking flight to Kuala Lumpur and look over your shoulder and see fucking Dean Ambrose on the line with you. Cool. Go talk to the guy. But, like, to stand there and just be like, oh, I know Dean's taking this plane. Like, that's fucking creepy.
I find that very creepy.
Because people forget, if that was them, and there were people who knew when you were flying, knew when you were leaving your house, like you'd get kind of bugged out too.
Honestly, it's an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, and now I also understand that when you're a celebrity, you're willfully a celebrity. You're choosing
Yeah, you
that
take it good
lifestyle,
and bad.
but that doesn't mean that people have a right to invade your privacy. Like your privacy's gone already just by you being who you are. Like how much people should be allowed to invade that is another discussion.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Dean Ambrose. He's been a big talk of the town this week.
And yeah, and for the people who think it could be a work, let me just throw something out there. Apparently, this all went to investors. It went to emails, like their whole official statement. And they don't typically do things like that on official forums such as their website for storyline purposes because it could in some way, shape, or form affect their bottom dollar.
I was gonna say that, and they sent this like official statement to places like ESPN and like legitimate media companies, and they're not going to what's the word I want to use? Like
Risk
risk their
or damage.
credibility with
Yeah,
them with
exactly.
work.
Yeah, because they're finally getting to the part where they're being covered almost like a real sport.
Right. Well, and here's something I didn't notice it the first time I watched Raw. My boy was here. He's been here since after SmackDown, so it was Wednesday, and he hadn't seen Raw or SmackDown, so he was watching it on demand, like I told you about.
Yeah.
And he gets to the Ambrose part, and I said, wait a minute, because I heard him say something. I was like, rewind that, like the part when Ambrose was sitting in the ring with the chair.
Yeah, I think they were just teasing a pipe bomb.
Okay.
Because I don't think that they would have had like if they didn't know what was going on, there's no way that microphone would have had any power to
That's
it.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Because remember, just because we come back and it's from commercial doesn't mean that the production crew wasn't watching in the back the entire
Oh, I
time.
know because when I was there live, I was there the night Sami Zayn got traded to SmackDown, quote unquote, with Foley. And if you're not familiar, when they're not live, it's just Sammy and Foley standing in the ring talking to each other.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like the fact that he started talking immediately when he comes back means that somebody gave him a cue
Exactly.
that we were back. So I mean, like, yeah, chances are if you're seeing something on the screen, that means Vince has approved it because they just don't like they have live production there.
From everything I've read about him, is that it seems like he's just burnt out.
Well, he don't like hokey shit. I think is what
Yes.
the terminology being thrown around the most is he just doesn't like hokey shit. And lately, that's all that they've been giving him is a bunch of hokey shit. You know, like
Well, that's what they basically turned him into. Because if you watch John Moxley, who he used to be on the independent scene, wrestle, he can really wrestle. But they kind of like handcuffed him to do certain things, it seems like.
I mean, but did they hire John Moxley? Is that what they were looking for when they hired him?
No idea.
So I mean, it's they hired him looking for something. You know, I don't
I get what you're saying.
because like that's not PG.
Oh, no, not at all.
But there were flashes. Like there are moments. Like he did have that one promo where he basically said he was gonna knock somebody's he's gonna knock somebody's teeth out, and like I don't know. It was one of those. Like a lot of threats and violent promo, but the way that it came out was just amazing. This is when they were still in the Shield. I think it was right after Seth turned on them.
You're right.
Something about his dad. He was gonna rip his greasy hair out, and it sounded awful what he said, but just coming from him, it's just I don't know.
It worked.
It did.
But I look at it like this. If he's not happy, then there's no reason in him staying there.
Well, they also saddled him up with stupid shit since what the hell? Even his feud with Bray Wyatt.
Oh, man. Talk about a missed opportunity.
You remember when they had the little fucking ghost come up in the middle of the ring and scare him?
Yeah, the hologram.
Yeah. So I mean, it's he's been doing hokey shit for a long time, and then he had Mitch the Plant.
Yeah.
And he had the whole angle with Ellsworth.
Yeah, so he's been doing. He probably just had enough. I wonder if when he got injured, him being home for that extended period of time was like, hey, this isn't so bad.
Or he could just see that he has options now in other companies.
That too, because apparently they offered him a large sum of money to re-sign, and he turned it down.
And apparently 5 years, $5 million.
It's a lot of cash.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's oh, and then apparently Tuesday, after all of this, they had like all these emergency meetings where anybody whose contract was coming up within the next year or two, they were looking to renegotiate.
Isn't that crazy?
It just shows the panic mode, bro.
Yeah. The other interesting thing, I don't know if you saw this, they've hired a bunch of new agents / producers.
Okay.
Jeff Jarrett being one of them.
That makes sense.
Like he's gonna apparently do stuff backstage, but be on air from time to time.
I think that still makes sense. I think he's more relevant than any of their other producers.
Which I won't lie, I kind of enjoyed him and Road Dogg singing his old song from back in the day.
Him and Road Dogg?
Yeah.
From when?
On Raw.
Oh, I guess I missed that on Raw.
That I kind of enjoyed that. It's him they hired. Shane Helms.
Okay.
Sanjay Dutt and Abyss from my recollection.
Okay, that makes sense. That they were all very knowledgeable minds in the world of wrestling.
I was gonna say, and it can't hurt to have a new voice.
No, that's gonna be weird. You know, that's gonna be weird for some guys. Like it's turning into fucking TNA Part 2.
Yeah, because what's his name? Shit, I'm forgetting his name. The dude that went up there from TNA. Ever since he started working there, he's been slowly getting everyone to come.
Borash?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I mean it's if they got the room, and right now Vince would much rather all those minds be under his payroll than somebody else's.
Absolutely.
Apparently, like the Legends are getting a huge increase also.
Yeah, I just was reading. X-Pac said he's probably not going to re-sign his.
Interesting. I don't know how much AEW is really going to be willing to pay X-Pac, though.
Yeah, unless he's got something else in the works.
And that's no knock to X-Pac. I mean, I grew up loving him as a kid, but, I don't know how many people really give a flying fuck about X-Pac in 2019.
Yeah. Did you hear the news about Cody that he had surgery?
No, but didn't he have, like, a torn meniscus or something?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Because
I remember...
He just got it done recently.
Oh, I actually predict we're gonna have a announcement about Omega in the next couple of days, particularly at the next All Elite rally.
Yeah, it probably makes sense on the 7th, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be on the 7th.
I like the people that was rumored to sign the next few indie talents.
I don't know if I heard.
I know Sammy Guevara was one that was rumored.
I actually think you pronounce the V as a U, so like Guerrera.
Okay.
I could be wrong. He may pronounce the V, but I think that's like the Roman way of doing it. Even though I know he's not Roman, so like if you look at old Roman, there's no U, it's all V.
Yeah.
So. But I think it's Guerrera.
Okay. But I'm trying to find there was 4 of them. Oh, it's oh god, I could picture his face. I'm forgetting his name. It's the 2 New Japan guys that just left.
Oh, Chucky T and
Beretta.
Yes,
those 2.
Huh. Interesting.
And then there was a Gesundheit.
Thank you. But yeah, I expect all of that shit to be announced. If it hasn't been, I expect it to be announced on the 7th. What hasn't been to be announced on the 7th?
Makes sense. I'm trying to find the other person because that's annoying me. Here it is. Kylie Ray.
Okay.
Because that's when AEW, decided they wanted to be a thing. I said that's how they're going to have to survive because they're going to have to make their own stars.
Yeah. Are you going to bed? All right, I love you. I'm probably going to go to the store quickly after I get off the phone with Mike. I mean, after I get off. All right? Yes.
I wonder what all they'll announce on the 7th. What do you think?
If they were close to having a TV deal before, maybe a TV deal.
Because it was rumored TNT or TBS.
I think the other one was maybe WGN.
That's not a bad one either.
Yeah, I think I heard three of them, but yeah, no, no. The other one was no, it was one of them because I remember me and you were talking about it. Was it CW?
Yeah.
Was it one of them? Yeah, one of them was a non-cable network, and I said that would probably be the best bet because that gets into more homes just by default.
Yes. And I just remembered this as I'm scrolling through this. We got to talk about another guy, Hideo Itami.
Well, I'm pretty sure the reason why he got his release, for those who don't know, he asked for his release. I'm pretty sure he signed a deal that says that he's only going to compete in Japan.
Yeah, he basically signed, I won't work for any U.S. company.
And truthfully, if he goes to Noah's like impact is more of a threat to WWE than Noah is, and that's not knocking Noah. It's just it's not a company that's in a position to, or even try to threaten Vince McMahon. They're very happy with what they got now. That's where Pac is.
Yeah.
So they're very happy with their own little nook in the wrestling world. So I mean, like for him to go there, he's not going to a major competitor.
No.
So I mean, like good for him because he's been horribly misused. But then again, he's also been injured.
He had those back-to-back injuries.
Yeah. That unfortunately, it's not really an environment that's welcoming to people who have injuries unless you're related to Vince.
Yeah.
Just think of how many injuries Triple H has come back from.
Yeah.
And there's always like a title shot for him at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it's like you think about fucking poor Finn Balor, wins the title, tears the fucking labrum in the match. He wins the title, gives up the belt, and he doesn't get another fucking shot till it's Brock Lesnar like 3 years later.
Yeah, which was a good match, by the way.
Oh yeah, if you briefly want to go over some of the Rumble. Yeah, I thought it was a decent match. I did not like how the finish came immediately after his finish. Like he hits the coup. Brock fucking kicks out at 2 and pulls him right into a submission immediately.
Yeah.
To me, that kind of made it look very weak.
No, that makes sense. I wish it could have went a little longer.
Yeah. But at that time, I mean, they had no more time.
Yeah, nobody was like, no, not more time.
Yeah, it was almost like at that point, it was like 10:30 already, and they hadn't even started the second Rumble.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the men's Rumble?
I think everybody got the winner that they wanted. I thought the Rumble was well put together. It was not one of the ones where there was one guy in there for a long period of time just throwing people out. Like, it was a Rumble. I mean, like, I don't remember any big hiccups with it. I thought there was enough little bit of storylines in there to kind of matter. Like with Seth is going through his thing with Lashley, so of course it's Seth who eliminates Lashley in like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty well put together. I'm not going to complain. I've seen much worse.
Yeah, I know some people wanted like legends in there. I was perfectly fine with them bringing up like Pete Dunne and Aleister Black and stuff. Like, I thought that was cool.
Like, who the fuck wants to see legends? Like, I don't want to see 50-year-old guys. They have like, people cry that WWE doesn't have the right talent and that they don't showcase the right talent. And then they complain that they'd rather see a 50-year-old than some of this new talent that doesn't get showcased.
Oh, come on. You don't want to see DDP hit a diamond cutter? Come on.
I mean, it's a cool nostalgia thing.
I know,
but
I'm just
like,
messing with you.
Like, and I also think that the year needs to come where an NXT guy wins the Rumble.
Wouldn't that be shocking?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it needs to be somebody that they're ready to strap the rocket to, keep in NXT longer, and then fucking from Rumble to Mania, just let them have a main fucking, like a 3-month I mean, come on. Jinder Mahal was world champion.
Yeah.
You're telling me you can't give that to Velveteen Dream?
Which reminds me, you talk about strapping a rocket to somebody. Did you hear the latest news on Lars Sullivan?
About now, people don't think that it was mental health issues. And
Yes.
Think that yeah. Do you want to explain it, or you want me to?
Yeah. Basically, he had to come in for a piss test that day, and they're assuming that he knew he was dirty and basically freaked out and left.
Yeah, and then supposedly because he missed the test on that Monday, they were going to retest him that Tuesday, so he just he didn't even bother showing up. So
that's a major no-no.
Well, he still hasn't tested dirty yet. I mean, it could be his way.
No, I just mean that you don't show up.
We don't know if there wasn't a phone call made. Like, he didn't show up to the building.
Well, that's true too.
It's we don't know. I mean, the dirt sheets don't know everything. He could have called up Triple H immediately and said, "Look, I'm gonna blow dirty." I mean, and if they don't have an actual record of it, did he really fail anything? No. But if he tells the boss, like, I don't want a record of this, and I'm not ready to be brought up this soon, I'm gonna, But he definitely lost his WrestleMania program with John Cena, which probably is a career-altering thing.
And cost him a ton of money.
Yep, and opportunity.
Yeah, because, you're never going to get that type of chance again.
No.
I don't think.
No, to have your first major feud be with John Cena and probably a win over John Cena in WrestleMania, no. That's like a once-in-a-career thing.
Oh, one thing I wanted to touch on, too, is me and you had briefly talked about this earlier in the week. Ronda really getting spooked by the audience on Monday.
Truthfully, anytime I seen Ronda with the mic, I just fast-forwarded. I listened to Becky, and that was about it.
I thought once they had her and Becky speak, it was better, but her by herself was not good.
No, and it's never good. She just rambles. She's incoherent most of the time. She's bad with the mic. I don't know why anybody thought she was going to be good. Like, she didn't cut fucking promos when she was an MMA fighter.
No. Oh, real quick, since we're talking about Lars, Lance said they should put Walter in Lars's spot.
They should, but Walter wants no part of the States.
Yeah, he doesn't want to work in the States. Dude, speaking of which,
did
you see the fucking handprint?
He left on that poor guy's chest, yes.
Oh.
Yes, I said, I saw that picture, and that was like long enough that it was in the back after the match, and that motherfucker still had like a full arm and hand across his chest.
Now, when I see that, it reminds me of how insane he's PCO now, but Pierre is, because he took about 10 of those.
Yeah, that's nuts. Or fucking Zack Sabre.
Oh, God. The video where he looks like he's dead.
Yeah.
It just amazes. I would like it almost. It's like, can I see your hand? I just want to. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, like, Walter and Sabre Jr. are like good friends in real life, so it's one of that kind of one-upsmanship. Because of course you're gonna hit your friends a little bit harder.
I was just gonna say you're gonna hit your friend harder than you're gonna hit somebody else.
So yeah,
they don't want you to think that you're going soft on them.
Yeah, that's where that crazy still comes from of him hitting Zack Sabre, and it looks like Zack Sabre's fucking chest is legitimately exploding outwards from underneath his hand.
And you see him just fly across the ring.
No, this is a still picture taking at the moment the hand hits. So it's like you see all the muscle and the skin around it has contracted and expanded. So yeah, it literally looks like his hand is going through his fucking chest, because we don't see it because it happens so quickly, but with super slow motion you can see it, and yeah, it's crazy. It looks like the dude's whole chest is being caved in.
Dude, I I really like the new Daniel Bryan belt.
I do too, but I think it's also so ugly.
Yeah, but
I mean, I like it. I love the concept of it. I think it's perfect.
I love that they went there.
I think the Earthstones are the dumbest things I've ever seen, but I love it. Like I don't want my negative critiques to make it seem like I
You
am
will
against.
get a kick out of this, and I only noticed this because my kid was rewatching SmackDown.
Are you talking about the O?
Yes, the recycling O for Rowan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Recycle
dude,
Rowan.
that was so good.
Rowan the Recycler.
And
Yeah.
I told somebody else this. I said, if you really listened to what Brian is saying, it's not. He's spot on.
Well, that's kind of why I want to see Balor go to SmackDown, and I'd like to see Balor versus Bryan, but only because of the promos, because they are two sides of the same coin. Where Balor is just about everybody being included and the goodness of the world, and that's basically what Daniel Bryan stands for too, the goodness of the world, like
Yeah.
a healthy world, but he does it in such a a dickhead way, whereas Balor's the polar opposite of that. Like, I think that would be such a good feud. But yeah, he's fucking amazing at being a heel
Dude,
over.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If Daniel Bryan comes out at WrestleMania with like a Captain Planet theme like gear or Captain Planet theme like entrance, I would pop for that shit.
Well, there was a video put out, I want to say Saturday, like the day before the Rumble, of him in the store that gets set up at the pay-per-view. So it
Yeah.
has all the merchandise and stuff there. So he's going through all the AJ Styles merchandise and talking about, like, you know, how wasteful this all is, and, you know, like how much waste goes into making these. And then he sees like his own shirts, and he's like, no one else will tell you this, but I'm going to tell you, I don't want you to buy these. I told them not to make them. They made them anyway. I don't want you to buy these shirts. If you buy these shirts, you are contributing to destroying the planet. I will not have anything to do with destroying the planet. I do not want you to buy any of my merchandise.
Wow.
I was like, oh, this is so fucking awesome.
It's the best thing that could have ever happened to him with a character.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I
I
think this
really
is the
enjoy
best work
it.
he's done. I think he gets across being like, you forget he's not, as you know, like, you forget he's not bigger
Yeah.
when he's like this, because he's so crazy.
Dude, and I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the fucking savage line that Samoa Joe said to Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, it's, to make like an AA meeting and sit down while I'm talking,
Yeah. That was
or,
awful.
or shut up while I'm talking. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, how's our girl Wendy doing, AJ?
Yeah, dude, I love Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then I watched it today because there were some spots I didn't, things I didn't see, and I watched with him. The tag match they had, the Fatal 4-Way, was really good.
Yeah, I don't know why Sanity wasn't in there, and why Heavy Machinery, who still hasn't been assigned even a brand, was, especially since they lost. Like, they were one of the losing teams.
Yeah, what was intriguing to me was that they beat the New Day clean.
Yeah. I guess it was their way of trying to get them over in a way.
But I agree with you. Why not just put 5 teams in there? Like it's been our biggest fear. Like they had no clue what to do with Sanity.
Oh, yeah, but we both knew that was going to happen before they got called up. It's why I think Nikki Cross is going to have a very short shelf life before she's a comedy act.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. See, because Killian Dane, man, he's really talented. That guy, and I'm surprised they haven't used him more because he looks like a guy Vince would like.
Yeah. Oh, what did you? I mean, like, what were your thoughts on the War Raiders winning the titles?
I was shocked.
Yeah, so was I, bro. Fucking Hanson's amazing.
Yeah, I've seen him live, dude. He's badass.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen them both live too. But just watching him move around the ring
With his
like
for his size.
the fucking cartwheel out of the way, like he's amazing. I was like, how's somebody that big supposed to move around like that? And oh, did you know that what the fuck is her name? What's his name's wife?
Oh, Sarah Logan.
She was actually like the people who came out dressed up in the armor was actually their bridal party. That wasn't wrestlers. It was their wedding party because she was one of them, and like the people in there, like because again that was one of the PC videos. Did you spot Sarah Logan in the War Raiders thing? And she was talking about how this was the bridal party.
That was cool. When me and Lance watched that live, I was like, this is a really cool fucking entrance.
Yeah. Yeah, just with that fucking war horn.
Yeah, and just all of them coming out like that. It was just had a cool look to it.
Yeah, the whole ambiance of it was really fucking cool. And I'm pretty sure they were the only ones that had like a big entrance.
Yes.
But when I seen that, and then, Undisputed got nothing, I was like, could they be winning the titles tonight?
And that was a fantastic match. Like, they're such a good tag team.
Yeah, and they've been together a long time. So it was nice to see them win it.
Winning always helps, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, especially when you've been doing it for as long as they have, it's kind of nice to see, like, a journeyman get their reward. You know what I mean? Like, now they go down in history. Like, they're in history books now. Everything that they did before, people may not care. Like, now people care. Now what matters.
Yeah, I know what you mean. People are going to be like, oh, well, let's look them up or whatever because, unfortunately, you're in other companies, but if you win them in WWE, everybody takes notice.
You know who surprised me wasn't in the Rumble? Zack Ryder. Especially since they brought him back right beforehand, and he got a huge pop.
I read they switched him out.
For Kurt Angle.
Yes.
And Kurt was in there for one guy, so he was in there for literally like 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know, I did like the fact that they had multiple guys in there for like lengths of time this year. Like, I like that. Like, making it look like these guys can do something. But I don't like when guys come in and get thrown right out.
Yeah. Kurt looked pretty bad, I thought, like old and, I don't want to say old and slow, but like stiff.
Oh yeah, they need to stop it with him. He's done. He's done in that ring.
Like, it was sad to me,
Yeah, no. Watching Kurt ain't cool no more. There's no enjoyment watching him fucking labor around the ring.
Yeah, because, what's it? His neck's been fused, 3 times?
I think all 4 points are fused.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But I think each operation is 2 points, so he may have had 2 fusion surgeries, and then maybe another surgery on his spine, because I think the fusion is they go like A, B, and then the next one, if you need one, B, A. So like front right, back left.
I got you.
So you're not... Like,
Lance
all
said,
fucking stuck to one side.
Yeah. Lance said that the War Raiders are his new favorite tag team. He picked them to win because I picked Undisputed Era.
Most people picked Undisputed Era. I don't think people expected them to be in a position to win.
Yeah,
yet.
No, he was just like, okay, well, you pick them, I'll pick the other ones.
Well, there you go. And now they're tag team champions.
Yeah, one of those deals. All right.
Oh.
Before we get out of here tonight, you have any plans this weekend, Ryan?
I don't think so. We're gonna play it by ear because we kind of like there's this bug going around, and I think my wife got again from work because again she works with the elderly, Um, so I don't know. It really depends on what the weather is. If it's going to be too cold, then there's no real reason to go out. Probably just chilling.
Okay, Lance wants to know, who do we have for the Super Bowl, the Rams or the Patriots?
I'm probably not even watching. Like, who do I want to win? The
Yeah,
Rams. I
just who
mean,
you want to win, or who do you think will win?
well, who I want to win is not Tom Brady. Who do I think is going to win? Probably Tom Brady. I mean, like,
That's kind of how I feel. It's like, go Rams, because I don't want to see Brady and their annoying fan base win another title.
I mean, like, I can't stand Brady, but he's
Oh, I respect his talent, but I'm tired of it.
yeah. I think that within the confines of his team, I think he's the greatest quarterback of this generation. Could there be greater? Is Aaron Rodgers a better quarterback? Yes, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't play with the same team that Brady does, and truthfully, I'm more afraid of Brady coming down the field with no time left than I am against Rodgers, and that's just because as a Giant fan and seeing the Jets, I've seen him do it before.
Yeah.
He's just, he's great at what he does. They've been the most successful um, football franchise in my lifetime.
Yeah, in the last 2 decades.
So I don't want to see them win, but in all probability, they're probably going to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's fair.
I'll probably watch the game, but the games go by so fast.
They really
I don't
do.
know. So I probably would have forgotten until Sunday morning that the Super Bowl was on. Because again, like I don't watch sports like that anymore.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, I'll probably watch it and go Rams. But we're probably gonna be sitting here talking about the Super Bowl champion Patriots next week. So
Yeah, I
I
agree
just
with you.
I just hope
I
everybody who watches enjoys.
Yeah, likewise. But on that note, Rye, we're gonna get out of here for tonight. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff, and we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.